Hey y'all, it's Linnell. I'm here on Carnival Liberty. We are docked in the beautiful Belize. And today I am going to walk the entire ship here on Carnival Liberty from the top deck way up yonder. Not sure if I'm pointing in the right spot. And way up yonder. And I'm going to walk the entire ship, give you the layout of the land. So if you are planning to take a cruise on this ship, you will know exactly what to expect when you take your cruise. So hopefully that can help you decide, yes, I really want to take a cruise on Carnival Liberty, or no, I had something else in mind. But this video will help you make that decision. So let's go check it out.
Hey y'all, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I'm Linnell. I'm a retired solo traveler in search of paradise on a budget. I grew up in poverty and decided not to stay there. If you think you don't have enough money to live in paradise, this channel is for you. Subscribe for a better way of life and a pathway from poverty to paradise.
All right, so up here at deck 14 at the very top is the sky deck. It has the adult only Serenity area, and you got to be at least 21 years old to utilize the facilities up here. The entrance to the Waterslide is also located on deck 14. There's no deck 13 on Carnival Liberty. A lot of ships are like that. Deck 13 is very suspicious for a lot of people, so there's quite a few cruise ships that don't have deck 13. Deck 12 is the sun deck. The front of the ship has an additional adult only Serenity area, as well as the Camp Ocean for the kids. Serenity, adult only retreat. Now what's different about their adult only retreat is you'd think it'd be 18 and up. 21 and over. Not sure how much they enforce that. Hello. How you doing? Do y'all enforce the 21 and up rule, or as long as they're 18 and up is good?
I usually don't even check.
You don't check, as long as they're looking like an adult? Okay.
If they look like an adult.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Do you want to be on YouTube? Say hi.
Hello, YouTube. How you doing?
And this is the first ship that I've ever seen that has an outdoor playground. I thought that was pretty cool. You'll also find some lounge chairs up here, a giant chessboard, as well as some ping pong tables. At the back of the ship on deck 12 is where the mini golf course is, and there's some staterooms. Deck 11 is the spa deck. The spa and fitness center are located at the front of deck 12. It has some of the usual areas that you'll see on the spa, like the beauty salon, the steam and saunas are in each locker room. And then on the other side is the fitness center. The back of deck 11 has a sports deck with basketball hoops and soccer goals, and it's surrounded by the jogging track. The jogging track is a full circle, and it loops between the giant seaside outdoor theater and the back of the ship. And it gets super windy up here when the ship is moving. So either it's a nice cool breeze for you, or you're holding on to your clothes or your hat or whatever you have on. Deck 10 is the panorama deck. One of my staterooms was up here and it was super convenient to be on deck 10. At the front of the ship, that's the only thing that's on deck 10 are staterooms. The middle of the ship on deck 10 is where the water slide ends, and there's also a hot tub, and the pool there is called the Coney Island pool. Surrounding that pool, you'll find lots of deck chairs, and I like this area here to watch the movies on the big screen and also to see what's happening down on deck 9. On both sides of deck 10 in the middle of the ship, there's additional lounge chairs and a walkway that leads over to the Diamond Steakhouse, which is a specialty restaurant. And there's an upcharge for that. I think it's $49 per person to eat at on paper it's called, and online it's called the Diamond Steakhouse, but when you're on the ship, they actually refer to it as the Fahrenheit 555. So I'm guessing they just haven't formally changed the name of it, but they still serve the same food as the Fahrenheit 555 restaurant. The back of deck 10 has additional seating on both sides, including the smoking area, which is on the starboard side of the ship. And then at the back of deck 10 there's some doors on both sides, and they lead up to the upper seating of the Lido deck, and that's where they have the old-fashioned barbecue station. They serve brisket, pulled pork, barbecue chicken, as well as side dishes. Now I've been on Carnival Vista and Carnival Celebration, and they both have what is that barbecue place called? The Pig and Anchor. And even though this place is not called the Pig and Anchor, it's called the old-fashioned barbecue station. It serves the same food as the Pig and Anchor. So even though this barbecue station is on deck 10, when you're actually inside the Lido deck where the regular food buffet is served, you can actually see this barbecue area from the Lido deck down on deck 9 when you're inside. So it's really a part of the food area, even though it's on a separate deck. I still say it's part of the Lido buffet, because if you're down there on deck 9 getting food, you can just walk up the stairs up here to the barbecue place and add some barbecue on your plate. It's not like it's two totally separate restaurants. So at the old-fashioned barbecue station, or Pig and Anchor, or I'm gonna call it the revised Pig and Anchor, they serve brisket, pulled pork, barbecue chicken, and they also have some sides that go with the barbecue.
Deck 9 is the Lido deck. The front of Deck 9 has just staterooms, while you'll find casual dining and the buffet and the bars are at the midship and the back of the ship on Deck 9. The main pool is found on Deck 9 and is surrounded by 2 whirlpools, the Red Frog Rum Bar, Guy's Burger Joint, the Blue Iguana Cantina, and the Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. Then just past the pool area, you'll find ice cream and yogurt machines on both sides. Most times they're both open, but sometimes only one side will be open. And after the ice cream ice cream and yogurt machines on both sides, they lead into the Lido buffet restaurant. So, and you'll probably hear me refer to it as the Lido deck. I'm just used to call it the Lido deck, but it's the Lido buffet restaurant, and it's called, on this ship, it's called Emil's Restaurant. Inside the Lido, there's 2 stations, one on each side. One station is Sushi at Sea, which I don't eat sushi, so I can't tell you what that's like. And then the other side is the Carnival Deli, which they have really good sandwiches, chicken tenders, things like that. And also, both of these stations can also be an omelet station during breakfast hours. Going towards the back of the Lido deck, again, it has the stairs that lead up to the old-fashioned barbecue station on Deck 10, and you have the regular buffet there in the back of the Lido deck. Just past the Lido restaurant, there's another adult-only section, and I love this area. Even though we have the Serenity area, there is an adult-only pool, and there's 2 whirlpools back there that are also adult-only. In this area, kids are allowed back in this area because the Pizza Pirate station is back here where you get, unlimited pizza. It's not open 24 hours, but it might as well have been. I think it probably opens at like 9 or 10 in the morning, and then it stays open till like 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's only shut down for a little while. Also in this area, there's also the Seafood Shack, the Versailles Bar, and there's another ice cream machine over near the drink station. Decks 6, 7, and 8 are stateroom only decks. On 6 of the decks, they have different laundry rooms, and they call them laundrette, but I'm still gonna call them laundry rooms. The laundry rooms have ironing boards and other laundry items. Some of them will have 4 machines, some will have 6. I didn't check them all, but the ones that I saw either had 2 washers and 2 dryers or 3 washers and 3 dryers. And those are located on decks 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Deck 5 is the promenade deck. There's a lot happening over on Deck 5. So at the front of the ship, at the front of Deck 5, you'll find the balcony section of the Venetian Palace, which is the main lounge and theater for the Carnival Liberty. The main floor of the Venetian Palace is on Deck 3, and there's seating also on Deck 4 and 5. Just past the Venetian Palace on Deck 5 are the fun shops on both sides of the ship, and the candy shop, which is called Cherry on Top, is just past those. On the port side of deck 5, between the fun shops and the candy store, is the Skybox Sports Bar, where you can see all your favorite sports, games, and news. Some of my videos, you'll see I watched my football games over there, but they have all different sports over there, and news when there's no, well, it's sports news. So like your ESPN and things like that will be on the TVs when there's no games. But I think there's always games. Next is the Shars Palace Casino and Promenade Bar. As you continue down the promenade, there's a lot of seating over there. And this area is where you'll find most of the photographers set up during elegant night and casual night too. I think during the 7-day cruise, probably at least three nights. It might have been 4, but at least 3 nights where the photographers were set up to capture those memories of you and your family's cruise vacation. Midship on deck 5 is Club O2, which is an area for the teens. And then there's the Jardine Cafe, which serves coffee and treats. And I'm used to that in the newer ships. They call that the Java Blue. So it's equivalent to Java Blue. Next is the video arcade room, and then there's additional seating across from the arcade, which is considered the internet cafe. Although you'll need your own computer because they don't provide computers like some ships in their internet cafe will have some computers that you can use. They don't have computers over there. It's just where you can get some good Wi-Fi, which of course, whenever I'm doing my YouTube editing is where I will hang out at sometimes. Continuing down the promenade, again, there's a lot on this promenade. After the arcade is, arcade? Yeah. After the arcade is the nightclub. It's called the Hot and Cool Nightclub. And they have other things in the nightclub. Sometimes they'll have trivia there. They have the art auction there and different things like that in the nightclub during the daytime. Just past that, across the way is the Alchemy Bar, the Piano Bar. There's a stage bar, and then at the very, very back of the ship on deck 5 is the Victoria Aft Lounge, which is where the only thing I ever saw back there was the punchliner comedians performing. There might be other things back there, but that's the only thing that I saw during my 3-week stay. Deck 4 is the Atlantic deck. The second floor of the Venetian, like I said before, the second floor of the Venetian is located at the front of deck 4. In the midship for deck 4, you'll find the Antiquarian, that's a long name, Antiquarium Library. I didn't really like the library because they had very limited hours, and it was one of the quiet spots that you could go to. And it was very limited on the hours that they were open, so I didn't hang out in the library on this ship at all. Also on midship of deck 4 is Circle C. For the younger teens, the Pixels photo gallery and the opening to the top floor of the Golden Olympian main dining room. The Golden Olympian main dining room is where they had the anytime dining, whereas the other dining room had the formal, the early and late dining. Towards the rear of the ship on deck 4 is the Tapestry Conference Room, the Cabinet Bar, and the second floor of the Silver Olympian main dining room, which is where the early and late dining was. For the Tapestry Conference Room and the Cabinet Bar, if you have some kind of special event, it's probably going to be over in this area. I noticed they were setting up for either a wedding or some kind of fancy thing when I was over there. Moving down to deck 3 is the lobby deck. As I mentioned before, the main entrance to the Venetian Lounge is at the front of the ship on deck 3. Leaving out of the Venetian, you'll find the Flowers lobby where most of the trivia, live bands, dance classes, and other entertainment was held. And this was my other spot that I hung out when I was doing my editing. Nice spot too.
work on my laptop and take breaks and play trivia, joining some of the dance classes, which is one of my favorite things to do on a cruise ship. On both sides of the flower lobby are the guest services desk and the shore excursions desk. And both of those sides have doors that lead out to the outdoor promenade areas, and they're on both sides of the ship. One side is smoking area and one side is not. On this ship, the smoking side was over on the guest services side, and if you go out the doors, on the other side of the shore excursions desk was the non-smoking area, which is where I kind of hung out when I wanted to sit outside, get some shade, enjoy the breeze, listen to the waves. It's pretty nice out there. And that's also the side that I was on when I did my video, when I went live, and then I did a separate video of the footage from Hurricane Helene. That's where I was at on deck 3 on the outside of the shore excursions desk. Leaving the middle of deck 3 and heading to the rear, there's a hallway there that has the art gallery on the left and the dining room annex over on the right. And the dining room annex is where they have special occasions. They'll have the chef's table there and other events like the cupcake decorating and things like that. And both of those are in that hallway, which leads to the main entrance to the Golden Olympia main dining room restaurant. Again, this is where the anytime dining is held. If you go through the Golden Olympia main dining room restaurant, it's kind of a dead end. There's some elevators there, but then just past that is the galley, so you can't go in, you can't continue on past those elevators. And then after the galley is the rear of deck 3 has the main entrance to the Silver Olympia main dining room. So to get to the Silver Olympian, you can't be on anywhere else on deck 3. You have to go up or down a floor. Usually you just go to the 5th floor because that's where the main promenade is. So go up to deck 5, walk across, go down the elevators or the stairs to deck 3, and that will be the main entrance to the other dining room, the Silver Olympian, where the early and late dining areas are seated. Continuing down to decks 1 and 2, they are stateroom only decks, and deck 0 has the medical facility as well as the gangway to get on and off the ship when we're at port. And also their deck 0 is also crew area. What else is down there? I don't know because it's restricted, but that is all we will see. All right, if you've watched this far, I really appreciate that you watched the entire video. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope to see you on the next cruise.
Here to go.
If I die, keep the camera on, okay?